It all started on a quiet Friday morning. I had just returned from a week-long business trip overseas. My phone had been buzzing nonstop with messages from a few friends, but I thought it was just the usual chatter. I didn't even bother opening them at first. When I finally unlocked my phone at the airport, one message froze me in my tracks. It was from my closest friend, Daniel. It said, "Bro, I don't know how to say this, but I just saw flyers for an exclusive auction this weekend, and unless my eyes are deceiving me, your cars are on the list." At first, I laughed. Impossible, right? My $2 million car collection was my pride, my life's work, my dream. I had spent years hunting down rare models, customizing each one, making sure every single vehicle in my garage told a story. But then Daniel sent me a picture. I opened it, and my blood turned to ice. It was a glossy auction flyer with high-definition images of my cars. My Lamborghini Aventador SVJ, my rare Ferrari LaFerrari, even my vintage 1967 Shelby GT500 that had belonged to my late grandfather. The caption read, "Private luxury car auction, hosted this weekend." And at the bottom, printed in bold letters, was the name of the man responsible, my father. Now, before I go any further, let me explain something. My father and we've always had a complicated relationship. On the outside, he was a respected businessman. People admired him. They thought he was strong, disciplined, a man who built his empire from nothing. But inside our home, he was cold, controlling, ruthless. For years, he tried to shape me into a carbon copy of himself. He didn't believe in passions or hobbies or dreams. He only believed in money. To him, my love for cars was nothing but a childish obsession. When I was 16, he once burned down the posters in my room because they had pictures of cars instead of college brochures. That day, I swore I'd never let him crush my passion again. And when I turned 25, I finally broke free. I built my own business, worked sleepless nights, made smart investments, and poured everything into creating my dream car collection. It wasn't just about the cars. It was about proving to myself that I could succeed without his rules, and now he was trying to take it all away. I rushed straight from the airport to my house. The moment I opened the garage door, my heart sank. Rows of empty spaces. The cars were gone. Only a few remained, covered in dust sheets. The rarest ones. The ones he hadn't managed to move yet. On the workbench, I saw a set of unfamiliar keys, tags, and documents. He had been working with an auction house, preparing everything while I was away. The betrayal cut deeper than any knife. This wasn't just about cars. This was about control. About him reminding me that no matter how much I achieved, he still thought he owned me. I clenched my fists. This time, I wasn't going to let him win. The very next morning, I disguised myself and went to the location of the auction. A luxury hotel ballroom filled with wealthy bidders. Men in tuxedos, women in glittering dresses, sipping champagne as my life's passion was paraded in front of them. I slipped into the back row, unnoticed. And then I saw him. My father, standing proudly on stage, shaking hands with the auctioneer, smiling as if he had just conquered another empire. The first car rolled onto the stage. My Lamborghini Aventador SVJ. The crowd gasped. Flashbulbs popped. The bidding began. $500,000. $600,000. $7. My father looked around the room like a king, like he had just slain a dragon. I felt my chest burning with rage. Every instinct screamed at me to storm the stage, but I held back. I wanted him to feel the weight of what he was doing. The bidding reached $1 million. The hammer was about to fall, and that's when I stood up. The entire ballroom went silent. Dozens of heads turned toward me as I walked slowly down the aisle. My father's confident smile faltered. "Stop the auction," I said firmly. The auctioneer hesitated, looking between us. "Sir, this is a private..." But I cut him off. "These cars are not his to sell. They are mine. Every single one of them is registered under my name, bought with my money, and documented in my possession." Gasps rippled through the crowd. My father's face twisted with fury. "Security," he barked. "Get him out of here." But I pulled out a folder. Inside were copies of every registration, every insurance document, every receipt. I slammed them onto the auctioneer's podium. Do you really want to sell stolen property? Because if you do, every single one of your clients will be dragged into a lawsuit. The auctioneer paled. He looked at the documents, then at my father. Ladies and gentlemen, the auction is suspended until further notice. The crowd erupted in whispers. My father lunged toward me, his voice shaking with rage. You ungrateful brat. Everything you have, everything you are comes from me. I looked him straight in the eye. No, father, everything I am is in spite of you. I walked out of that ballroom with my head high. It wasn't easy. My relationship with my father shattered that day. He hasn't spoken to me since, but you know what? I don't regret it. Because my cars, they're more than machines. They're my independence, my freedom, my proof that I can live life on my own terms. And I will never, ever let anyone take that away from me. Sometimes the greatest battles aren't fought with strangers. They're fought with the very people who should be standing by your side. And when that happens, you must decide. Do you bow down to control? Or do you stand up, even if it means standing alone? I chose to stand. If this story shocked you, hit that like button right now. Tell me in the comments, what would you have done if your own father betrayed you like this? Don't forget to subscribe for more unbelievable real-life stories. And most importantly, share this video with someone who needs to hear it.